Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Happy Lunch and Learn Day. You all know that I try to take a day every week to sit down and grab a cup of coffee with my online community. Every week, I'm coaching different folks on different things. And if I see a pattern, right, especially if I see a pattern that pops up in multiple ladies in our mastermind group and one-to-one coaching, I like to take a little bit of time and pull from that and dive a little bit deeper. And so today is no exception. I'm going in to make sure that we are live in all of the places so that everyone can join us today. It is my hope and prayer that you and your family are well, that you guys are thriving. I have been on the move, which is actually a really great thing. Helping and supporting family members and showing up at church. I just want to make sure that we are live in my privacy settings. For some reason, I don't know why Facebook does this, like, or StreamYard. They only let you show your stuff to certain people. And I want to make sure that whether you are a friend or not a friend, you're able to join the conversation today if it is shared. So, today we're talking about managing change, okay? Managing change, becoming the woman who is able to do what needs to be done without excessive overwhelm, without feeling super stressed out all the time, without trying to, navigate or work through continuous ebbs and flows that happen often as a woman who is called to lead, okay? I think more often than not, there's a place where we all are going through, I'm not going to call them the ebbs and flows, but life is all about change. Life's all about change. So what can happen for any one of us is when we get thrust into something new or thrown into a place where we have never been before. Now we have to do some pivoting, right? Now we have to do I'm not really sure how to manage this, but I am committed to managing it. I'm committed to doing what needs to be done in order for my family and my loved ones to thrive. Okay. And so I'm taking a second. I want to make sure that the settings are all good to go today. And we're going to dive in. I'm going to share my screen a little bit today. And we're going to just kind of give a bit more of a thorough examination so that everyone can follow pick up what I'm putting down. Okay. All righty. I'm going to go back a little bit. And I'm not sure if everybody can see it or not see it. So we're just going to keep it moving today. All right. Today is Thursday. Usually on days like today, I am full steam ahead as a homeschooling co-op mom. Mondays and Wednesdays, my children are in different programs. And so what happens very often is during the school year, just like all of you, we're still moving. Even though we're a homeschooling family, we're moving around a lot. And even though we are navigating different seasons, I believe today, hello, everyone. Let me try tag. Let's see, there we go. All right. That even though we're all managing different times, different schedules, and we're kind of spread a little thin sometimes, I want to make sure that we continue to have powerful conversations here in our community, just so we are all aligned and on the same page. These lessons that I've been teaching over the last couple of weeks, I teach them often during our coaching times, like during a mastermind or during one-to-one coaching. But I want to make sure that we really nail this down together today. All right. So let's get into it. We're talking about managing change. Good afternoon. We're talking about managing change. And the reason why this is important is because if you are not experiencing the mountains and the valleys of working through certain wins or even failures in your journey, are we really growing? I remember in the book, The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. I don't have it. Yes, I do. It looks just like this. Okay, The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. In this particular book, he says that if you are not creating new problems, you're not really changing. Okay, if you're not a person that is creating new problems, are we really changing? And when I thought about that, I started to get excited. Okay. I started to get excited as I thought about the new things, the new challenges, the new issues that come as I planned the Mamathon conference, right? Which is in September 26th to the 28th in Atlanta. Yes, you should be there. As I plan the conference, this is now year 10, I can recognize or even be excited by the presence of new challenges. I can be excited about the presence of new issues or hiccups in the road that come as a result of us doing certain things, okay? I can get excited by the possibility, right? Of, okay, I haven't been here before, but I know that this is a good thing. I recognize that this hiccup or this mountain or this valley is actually a good thing. I'm doing something new. Thus, I am creating new challenges. I'm creating new problems. And so what happens though is we navigate through change. A lot of times when change starts to feel hard or difficult, or I'm not really sure if I'm doing everything right, we can begin to feel like maybe it's so hard, maybe it's so challenging, I should stop. Okay. Maybe it's so hard, maybe it's so challenging, I should stop. I should turn, go back to where I came from, because if it's this hard, God must not have meant for it to be this hard. He doesn't want me to struggle like this, right? This isn't what he really, really wants for me. Instead, I believe he wants something different. So what happens is we can turn and go back the opposite direction when God has really called for us to keep pushing forward. Okay. He's really called us to keep pushing forward. And so I want to highlight for a little while today, and I'm going to go live on Instagram also, about change and about how to manage it in a way that honors you, honors your season, honors your goals and your vision that you have in your life. Because for real, the only way to get there is by navigating those challenges, is by saying, you know what, I can do this. I can handle this. I can take this over. Like I actually can. And what will cause us not to get there is when we decide that it's so challenging. I know somebody else did it, but I'm not sure what that means for me. I know that my mother handled this, or my aunties handled this, or my friends, or my business besties. I know that they're doing it. I know Christina's doing it. I see these other people doing it, but there's something in my life that makes me the exemption to the rule. There's something in my life that makes me the unicorn. And that's how most ladies come to coaching calls, or a lot of ladies come to, hold on, I'm gonna go live. On Instagram. Hey, everybody. Oh, there we go. All right. Okay. There we go. Now I'm live in all the places. Thank y'all for your patience. Okay. All right. So what ends up happening very often is we feel like there's something in our lives that makes us the unicorn. Okay. There's something happening in my life, whether it's relationship, in your marriage, or in your motherhood journey, whether it's something that's happening in your business, whether you're up against a hard time or a challenging season, we begin to feel like we're the unicorn. There's something going on in me that's broken. There's something working in me. There's something in my personality. There's something in the challenges I'm facing. There's something in these mountains that I'm up against. It seems like it's so easy for everybody else, but what is it about me that's making it so hard? Okay. What is it about me that's making it so hard? And so today we're going to talk about how to keep going even when it's hard. All right. And I got a couple points to give, but I want to start with a conversation that I had with a good friend of mine this week. We were talking on the phone, and she asked me, as I was sharing about conference stuff and family, the good family things that are happening, and she's navigating through a career shift. And she asked me, how do you keep going when? How do you keep going when it feels challenging or hard or frustrating? How do you keep going? How do you get up? No matter what happened last year as you plan the conference or work towards certain business goals or creating a bigger footprint when it comes to Mamathon and moving from, serving your city to serving your state to serving multiple women in different countries now and partnering with different organizations and all. How do you stay focused and how do you keep going when, and I'm going to tag her real quick. How do you keep going when you feel like I'm ready to be done? Okay. How do you keep going when you feel like I'm not really sure if this is for me? How do you keep it up? Okay. And so I want to nominate this idea, okay, that if you are going to be the person that shows up for yourself, that delivers at the level that you want to deliver, you're going to have to learn how to go for that ride. And so I'm going to tell you all what I told her during our conversation. And I want to make it tangible. I want to make it feelable. I want to make it like, oh, you know what, Christina, this really makes a lot of sense to me, because there have been those days where it is really hard. You do have those days when you're like, what in the world is happening? Okay. You do have those days where you're not really sure if it's working, if it's not working, if you should keep going. You do have those days. So can I be okay when I know that this is happening? Can I be okay with being resilient even when I don't want to be resilient? Can I say, I'm committed to this. We're not new to this. We're true to this. And so she asked me, how do you keep going even when it feels hard? And this is what I told her. And I'm going to motivate a little bit. And I'm going to educate a little bit. So you guys ride with me today. All right. I'm going to motivate and I'm going to educate. Nobody can change the world with just inspiration. Okay. No one can change the world with just inspiration. So I'm committed to educating a little bit today too. All right. And I took a little bit of a note before I popped up here. All right. So number one, when she asked me this, I had a couple of answers to give her. How do you keep going when it feels hard? I told her, number one thing that I remember is that God's will isn't debatable. Okay. What God wants for me, the vision, the passion, what I see in my mind when I close my eyes is not up for debate. It's not up for debate. So the question I have for all of you is, do you really feel like God gave it to you? Do you really feel like God gave you this idea? Put yes or no in the comments. Drop yes or no in the comments. I want to see it. I want to see it. Yes or no. Do you really believe this? Okay. The thing that you see when you close your eyes. When I envision the Mamathon conference growing and growing, and I've had my friends who have spoke life into me. Christina, I don't know if you see what's happening, but I see what's happening. When I send these sponsorship, and I'm putting everything together, the receipts that we have accumulated over the years. And I'm like, listen, we're bringing together educators and nonprofit founders and entrepreneurs and edupreneurs and school administration and elected officials. And we're bringing all of these types of women together who love God and love their families and want to change the world in this major way. We're bringing all of this together. So when I see the conference in my mind, this is what I see. That you will meet somebody, you will create a partnership, you will get that missing bit of information that will help you to go to the next thing. Hi, Delcy. I hope I said your name correctly. She put a yes in the comments. Do you believe that God gave you that idea? Do you believe it? I'm not just talking about, you heard TD Jake say, get ready, and you got excited. I'm not just talking about you went to a tent revival and the prophet said, you're going to do great things. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about down in here. You believe that God gave you that idea. Okay. That's number one. We can't make it up for debate. We can't say Today he said I should, but next week I'm not sure. I don't believe it. Okay. We can't say today I'm convinced, but next week I no longer believe that God said I should do this. Okay. Now, making it practical, let's say you believe the Lord has called you to gather women. Okay, the Lord has called you to bring people together or to inspire, to motivate. I have so many clients who are educators or therapists, counselors, speakers, authors, like all of this really good stuff. You got to believe that you're a big deal because God said you are. Because God said you are. You have to believe, you have to feel that down in here, okay? So I don't debate the completion of the vision. All right? I don't debate seeing a ballroom. We're at the Hilton this year, y'all. I don't debate seeing a ballroom full of brilliant, anointed, dedicated, focused, sassy phenom sisters, all of y'all are welcome. Okay. I don't debate seeing that in when I close my eyes and see the conference. Last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I said, oh, it's happening. I see it. Okay. But I don't debate God on if it's supposed to happen or not. He said it. Okay, let me root myself in this belief, and then I take action from believing that. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? If you believe God gave you the idea, if you believe that that's the vision that he has for you, period. Full stop. And so then we don't end up going back and forth with God again, arguing. Okay. Now I'm about to go. Hold on, let me find the scripture because I don't want to tell no lies. Okay. I'm about to give y'all there. It's in Jeremiah, I think, but I don't want to tell no lies. It's in Isaiah. Okay. I'm gonna go straight to the 45. It's Isaiah 45. Okay. I gotta teach it like it's coming to me. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right. So the prophet, he talks about how he goes down to see the potter working on the wheel. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? And he sees a potter, and when it doesn't fit what the potter sees, he's gonna smash it down, he's gonna break it down, he's gonna turn it into what he wants for it to be. So Isaiah 45 says in verse 9, woe to those who quarrel or argue with their maker, those who are nothing but potsherds among the potsherds of the ground. Does the clay, you, say to the potter, God, what are you making? Is this good to somebody? My God, it's good to me. Does your work say the potter has no hands? Okay. And the Lord said in verse 11, concerning things to come, my Lord, do you question me about my children? Or give me orders about the work of my hands? It is I who made the earth and created mankind on it. My own hands stretched out the heavens. I marshaled their starry hosts. I remember I was probably in college and I was arguing with God about probably being single. Mad with God about why he was taking so long to send me my husband, even though I already knew my husband at the time, but that's beside the point. Okay. But I was arguing with God because I felt like there were certain things that should be happening in my life or going on. God, why haven't you done this yet? And then I came upon this scripture, Isaiah 45 and 9, and it basically says destruction is certain for those who argue with their creator. Okay, so who am I to tell God, I don't agree with what you said about me. I don't agree with what you said about me. I want to debate you. Or you show me this vision, and then sometimes I believe it and sometimes I don't. And so the Bible says, if you're a Bible follower, does the clay say to the potter, what are you making? Woe to the one who says to their maker, what have you made? Woe to the visionary who says to the one who gives vision, I don't believe it. Okay. So one thing that I choose to do, I choose to roll with what God says about me. I choose to walk with him about what he says about is possible for me. Okay. One of the places where this really showed me, I used to have all of these thoughts. I was like, listen, I just feel like I'm supposed to be in Essence Magazine. I don't know how that's supposed to happen. I just feel like it's supposed to happen. Okay. This was 2020, 2021. I started to kind of see that unfolding, but I had to believe in what I felt God was showing me before it showed up. Before it showed up. Okay. I had to believe in what he was showing me before it showed up. Good morning. Good afternoon. So, number one, God's will is not debatable. Do you actually believe that he wants you to be successful? Do you believe God wants you to be successful? Do you believe the idea or the vision that is in your heart came from him? Can we make that our period? Can we make that our full stop right there? I believe it. Okay. There's a sermon, and I'll probably post it soon, by Darius Daniels. He has two by the same title. But Pastor Darius, it was one from like 2020, 2021. For me, pre-Essence. Okay, like pre-Essence magazine, I saw this sermon and it validated something in me. The sermon by Darius Daniels is on YouTube. It's called I Want What I Want. Okay, I want what I want. And in the sermon, he talks about Proverbs where the Bible says the Lord will give you the desires of your heart. Okay, he will give you the desires of your heart. And many of us feel like I came up with the desire and the Lord is going to give it to me. Okay, I came up with the desire and the Lord is going to give it to me. Instead, he highlighted something different that blessed me, and I hope it's going to bless you. All right. I have a plant that my husband gave me. What a wonderful example. On a day that I was having a rough day, he brought me a plant because he knows that brings me joy. And so my husband walked in the house, probably with coffee, and gave me this plant. Okay. He gave it to me. Likewise, Pastor Darius illuminated, the Lord gives you the desires of your heart. He takes them. I picture like a glowing orb of desire. Okay. He takes that desire and places it into your heart for you to see. God takes the desire and places it in your heart for you to realize it, for it to be actualized. Okay. Pastor Darius reminded us that in seasons when it's challenging, you have to believe that God put that there. And you are Xing out, discontinuing, negating something that he wants to thrive in the world because you don't believe it. Because you might not feel it's possible. Because maybe you have some mind drama about it. Whatever those things are, it's okay. But let's just sit with for a second. The Lord gave you that desire. The Lord gave you that dream. So I choose to believe what he said to me. I choose to believe the Lord wants me to be successful. I choose to believe the content, the partnership conversations, the mental health conversations, the entrepreneurship and leadership conversations that are going to be happening at this year's event need to be heard by more than just me. That means the Lord wants for it to do well. He wants for it to do well. It's not like my big thing. He wants it to do well. Do you believe the idea, the notion, the gift came from him? Okay, that's number one. All right. Number two, I choose not to debate God on how things happen. Okay. I choose not to debate the will of the Lord. I believe that he wants it to happen. But how I achieve the goal might change. I'm going to say that one more time. I choose to believe that God's will is not up for debate. Okay. He showed you the vision. He gave you the idea. Lord, I'm choosing to believe this idea. Okay. In the midst of that, how I achieve this goal, whatever the goal is, the vision, whatever it is, that might be flexible. It might be flexible. Things may change in the midst of you working towards that. Over the 10 years plus that Mamathon has been in existence, I've gone from having 3 children who are toddlers to 5 children, most of them who are taller than me. One of them got a goatee, y'all. How? Okay. So I've changed over the years. How I've done Mamathon has also changed over the years. The focus, the conversations have changed. They changed. At one point, I was getting everything out of the mud, right? Now God has sent aligned partners and sponsors and those who believe in this movement to help us propel things along, to help make the lifting easier. Now, every year, at least half of the people who are there are brand new. Wow. Okay, God, I see what you're doing. How we achieve the goal might change. The how is flexible. And I think a lot of times when we start off, we believe what God says. We lean in, okay, about all of the good things. But we also stay grounded in the how at the same time. So we stop feeling like I could go back and forth. We stop feeling like, however, Lord, anyway, you bless me, I'll be satisfied. We toss that out altogether. Okay. And we end up saying, how I did it before is how I need to be doing it now. Instead, when you really reimagine what change looks like, okay, you will see the difference with how you grow. So I've been okay. I had to learn new skills in order to get Mamathon to where it is today. I had to get coached on myself, my business, my emotions, my mentality, my systems, my proposals, right? I had to work on it. I had to learn how to do everything better every single year. I had to continue to learn how to improve, because how you achieve a goal is not the same thing as deciding you'll achieve it. You can decide on your vision coming to life. And then after that, this year, you might do it one way. Next year, you may take a piece of that out and replace it with a new skill or something that you learned. But that's okay. The how can be flexible. Who we serve, how we serve them has changed over the years. Your how can be flexible, okay? And what happens a lot of times is we don't sit in that level of flexibility. Do you believe what God said about you? Yes or no? Okay. Okay, Lord, I choose to believe. When I don't believe, help my unbelief, period. But I'm going to hold on to that. And then on the other side, I remind myself my how can be flexible. Now, let me give a disclaimer. How you achieve a goal can change over the years, okay? But it should not be changing every single month. Some of us try something for a week and shift everything, throw the baby out with the bathwater, okay? Some of us try something for a month or two. And then we say, you know what, this isn't working. Some of us say, it didn't soar off the shelves at Christmas time, so it must not be a good idea. Or some of us say, I tried it for so long, okay, however long so long is for you. I've been trying it for so long, instead of leaning in, knowing that this will work. I believe I've seen too many people succeed like this. I'm not the unicorn. I'm not the exception. It'll work for me too. Let me just sit in this for a little while longer. Let me take this part. Maybe this part isn't quite on par. There was one simple adjustment that I made in my sponsorship proposals that literally had the people texting me and saying, I have never seen a proposal like this. It was the smallest, simplest. Oh, let me fix this. Oh, wow, I wasn't doing this before. I need to do this now. Changed the game. Okay. So I often look at believing what God said and letting that be just the fact that I choose to believe. And then on the flip side of that, how I do it is flexible. Okay. Now I'm going to slide into the last thing. If you're watching on Instagram, I'm going to try to like give you an ugly illustration. Okay. So that you can follow along. Let's see. What is this? Okay. This will work. And over here on StreamYard, I'm going to attempt to share my screen. Let's see if I'm doing this correct. Slide the PDF. Okay, yeah. All right. So the last thing that I'm going to share in my third point is I recognize where I am in my change. Okay, I recognize where I am in my change. So number one, God's will is not debatable. Number two, how you achieve a goal might change over the years. It may be flexible. Okay. But don't overdo it. Like y'all, some of us pivot every month. Stop it. Okay. And then number three, I recognize where I am in my change. So on Facebook, if you want to come over to Facebook, the Mamathon Diaries over there, you can. But I'm going to share my screen really quickly. Hopefully everybody can see. Select the tab to share. I'm going to go right here. Okay, everybody, hold on 1 second. We'll do just like this. Okay, so select the tab to share, Chrome tab, window, entire screen. Okay, we're gonna do like that. Let's see. We're gonna try this out, y'all. All right. Share. So hopefully everybody can see this. I think you all can. I don't want to come out of Instagram to make sure. So I'm going to look over here on Facebook and make sure that you guys can see my screen so you know what I'm talking about. Okay. All right. So in the midst of us going on the cycle of change, there we go. Okay, good. Y'all can't see. We sometimes go on what I use as a coaching tool, the emotional cycle of change. Okay. This is what it looks like. It is a psychology tool. It's a coaching tool. It's a therapy tool for everybody who is like, I'm pursuing this goal, but life feels kind of wild right now. Okay. In the midst of, see if I can do just like that, make it a little bit bigger. Okay. So, and I'm going to lean in here and I hope you guys can see that really good. This is called the emotional cycle of change. I do share about this in more detail in our Mamathon Mastermind. That does not open up again until October, okay? But we'll talk about it at the conference some this year in September and all of those things. It is the emotional whirlwind, the ride that you as a leader will go on when you seek to change the world. Or whenever you decide to adapt a new behavior, or whenever you decide that you're going to manage some new things or create a new objective or drop 20 pounds or organize your whole house or whatever those things are, every single one of us goes on this emotional ride as a part of the process, okay? So the emotional cycle of change has 5 stages. And if you've ever read the book, The 12-Week Year or other similar help books, you'll see some reference to something like this, but I'm just going to break it down in 3 to 4 minutes and then we're going to move on. Okay. So whenever it feels like things are hard, I'd like to look at where am I in the cycle of change? Okay. Where am I in the cycle of change? Stage 1 is uninformed optimism. This occurs when you are pumped up. You just went to that women's conference, that vision brunch, you went to Woman Evolve, you went to somewhere else, you got all excited, you felt like God is talking to me, which he was, okay? And you know something big is about to happen, all right? That is uninformed optimism. You are excited, you are pumped up, but you are not fully aware of everything that you need to do in order to make this work. Okay? That's stage one. Most of us love to live in stage one. Stage two, informed pessimism. Okay? This is when you decide you're going to train for a 10K, and then you go for your first run. This is when you decide you're going to start a business, and they give you you go to the bank to open a bank account, and they tell you, oh, here's all this paperwork that you need to have before you even step foot in the bank doors. Oh, okay. Now that I'm informed, I'm not as excited as I used to be. This can happen when you start any project. This can happen when you start to walk into any new door, when you wrote that book, when you started that business, when you decided you were going to turn your whole house around, when you decided you were going to fix your marriage, when you decided you were going to homeschool your kids, you name it. Okay, this is what happens. You're excited, but you don't know the cost to be the boss yet. That's stage one. And then in stage two, you slide into informed pessimism. I now know what it costs, and I'm not as excited about paying that cost anymore. Stage three. Y'all see how low down stage three is? Like, stage three is the valley, okay, for those who are on Instagram. All right, this is what it looks like. Stage three is this bottom place right here. Y'all see down here in the dumps? You all see this low place where now I don't even want to work on this goal anymore because it feels like it's just too much. Why does everything seem so hard for me? Why does it seem like everybody else does it so easily, but I'm the one having a hard time? Man, maybe I'm just not supposed to start the business. Maybe I'm just not supposed to scale it. Maybe it's just supposed to stay what it is. That would be better than this struggle back and forth. But how long you stay in stage three will directly correlate to how long it takes you to get to success and fulfillment, the achieving of the goal on the other side. However long you stay sad, frustrated, overwhelmed, that would directly correlate to how long it takes for you to reach your goal. Go lay down. Lay down. So it directly correlates to how long it takes for you to do that, okay? So if you are in stage three, you're feeling frustrated, you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling a little sad that, I'm not really sure why it's taking all of this. Oh, it's taking so much of my energy, so much of my time. I'm not really sure how I'm going to figure this out. Maybe I should just give up and go back to stage one for another goal, another project, a pivot. A lot of us start pivoting because we're in stage three and stage three feels challenging. A lot of us decide, instead of figuring it out and pushing to the other side, I'm just going to go start over with something else. When the Lord told you to start the thing, pursue the thing, grow the thing, okay? The Lord told you to do that, but when it gets challenging, hard, I want to toss it all out. Now I'm starting to doubt the voice of God. And I decide I'm going to go back to this other thing. Go back and start a new project, start a new thing. All right? This is what happens for a lot of us. Okay? It's what happens. But if you are willing to work through stage three, you will learn, you will grow, you will transform, you will become informed in stage four. Informed optimism. Oh, baby, I figured this out now. I'm a creator of new problems, and I'm okay with that. I tell my ladies, listen, for all those people who want a whole life of ease and flow, they don't want no problems, no challenges, no issues, no new things they got to overcome. We're not those people. People that change the world, We're okay with a little chaos. We're okay with ruffling some feathers. We're okay with that. And a lot of times, some of us are not okay with becoming the person that tackles that head on. So we're not okay with telling people no, or having boundaries, or, what those boundaries or capacity look like in real life, like for real. Because we're not okay with that, that's where we start to have our ebbs and flows and we go back and forth. But you have to pay the cost to be the boss. You have to go and look and say, you know what? I was so excited. I was so motivated. I was inspired. I was in stage 1 when that happened. Now that I have to implement and learn and grow on purpose, I'm no longer as enthused and full of fireworks as I used to be. That's okay. That's human nature. It's such human nature, they put it in books. It's such human nature that all of us align with. It just happens. Okay? And then when you start to feel sad at how much work it takes, or sad at the level of elbow grease, research, learning that you got to do, the rinse and repeat of doing it again and again that we have to do, that's when we start to say, you know what? Never mind. Let me go back to Egypt. Egypt was better. I was doing better back there. Okay? So let's just do that analysis. Where are you in the cycle? Pay attention. Okay? For the conference, in a lot of ways, I'm in stage 4. Okay? I'm in stage 4. Where I'm like, oh, okay, I now know what it takes. I now know that level of elbow grease that it takes to make this goal realized. I'm okay with the hard work, because hard work has big payoffs when it is strategically aligned. So some of the conversations, some of the meetings and sponsorship calls, and some of the folks that I'm getting to know in media work and all of this. Somebody asked me the other day about getting contact information for a very highly sought after. I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to share her information. She specifically asked for people not to share her information. So I'm sorry, I can't share that. I had to learn that through informed optimism. But best believe I hit stage 3 too, where I would pitch and get no response, where I would shoot my shot and then get a no. When I would, all of those things, I had to learn. I had to take the scenic route so I could learn and do it again and do it again. And it became a go-to, like we knew it all the time. Hey, Janisha, we knew all the time that this was a part of the process. And a lot of us don't want to do the process. It's okay. Kev on Stage had a video about that today or yesterday. Kev on Stage has a video about all of the work that he does to produce. And some of us don't want to do the work of the production. So nobody else does my sponsorship proposals. I do it. Because for every single, the proposal is changed for every single organization. So nobody else does that for me. Media pitches where it has to be fine-tuned exactly to what they ask for, or it's going to a specific person in a specific way. Oh, I do that. I'm my own publicist. Oh, snap, showing up for coaching calls, or for when my clients book a one-to-one call, they don't want to see Joe Schmo from around the corner. Right? I brought them in so that I could be the one to serve and support them. So I just think there's a lean somewhere in the inspiration of ease and flow, where we forget that you got to climb out of the valley of despair. We forget you have to get yourself out of the mud. Right? And there are all these tools to help you do it faster. Even this is a tool for you to do it faster, but you still have to be the person that says yes to the openness. And yes, I'm ready to move forward. And on the other side of all of that is informed optimism, lessons learned, revelation, discretion, wisdom, strategy that comes. And then success and fulfillment means you did what you set out to do. Okay? You did what you set out to do. So as a result of that, you become the person that's more adaptable to change. You become somebody that is ready to move forward and excited about progress and looking forward to how you grow as an individual. Okay? But what you don't get to do is quit too soon. You don't get to say, you know what, I thought I was, the Lord told me, and then maybe he didn't tell me. That's where we got to come back, have a come to Jesus moment and decide, you know what, I believe what the Lord says, period. Now, Lord, show me how. Now, Lord, send me the people who are going to help me do it. Now, God, give me your favor. I'm going to send the emails, Lord. I'm going to pitch myself, Lord. I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3, Lord. I'll do the things to trial and error and experiment and find out what works and what will get me to the yes. I'm willing to take the scenic route there because I believe you. I believe, Lord, you want me to succeed. I believe that you have a plan for me and I'm on my way there. I believe that. And because I believe that, I'm willing to do that work and take that action. So when my friend asked me, how do you stay focused, streamlined, even when it feels hard? I'm like, I just believe what God said. And I say simple, but not easy. I believe what God said. It's simple, but it's not easy. And maybe in every single area of your life, it's hard to believe what God said. That's okay. In this one area, Lord, I'm not going to debate you. I'm going to stay true to what you said. Yes, I see you. I'm going to stay true to what you said. Now, Lord, show me how. Just this week, I said, Lord, with this new information, show me how again. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, Lord, it looks like this door is closing. What door will you open? Okay, Lord, so this looks like a pivot. Now I have to, Lord, give me discretion. Show me. And I will go out and I will just walk and talk with God. Okay, God, I know you feel on everything that I'm thinking and you know where I am right now. Give me resilience to not give up on it. Give me focus. Help me. There's a Ty Tribbett song that has been blessing me. It's called Savior from the All Things New album. And he says something like, the man you helped has come to worship you, right? And I'm like, oh, snap. That's Dad's. Okay. The man, my kids, the man you helped has come to worship you, okay? And from that place, I'm like, Lord, you are actively helping me. I believe your word. I believe what you said about this. Because I believe what you said about this, show me how. Give me the resources, the tools, right? So I'm in multiple coaching programs to make sure I keep my eyes on the prize. I'm in multiple programs to keep me aligned. I'm in multiple places to make sure that that's done. Okay? So I want you all to do your inventory. Do you believe what God said? I want you all to do your inventory. Do you believe what God said? Do you believe he gave you this idea, this vision, this passion, that it is properly aligned? It's yours. Okay. If you believe that inside, that's number one. Then number two, I remember that how I achieve any goal may change from one place to another, from one season of life to another. I have 5 children. They are all homeschooled. This summer, my oldest kids are going to camp for 2 weeks. For 2 weeks, they're going this summer. So we'll have the littles with us and it'll be different. And we'll probably actually have food left in the fridge, but I digress. It's going to be different. It's going to be new. Okay. So we're actively learning what Mamathon looks like in this stage is completely different from what it looked like 5 years ago when we were just really starting to stretch our wings. Okay. So I just want to add that to all of you today. Two announcements, two calls to action. Number one, the Momathon conference is coming. I'm so used to saying October. September 26th through the 28th in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay. It is going to be a infusion and integration, a networking bonanza of brilliant sisters who love the Lord, who love their families, who are serious about their business. We are looking to secure bigger partnerships. We're looking to create movements in our communities, and we know that that is our purpose. We know that's our work. Sometimes it gets challenging on the journey. So we need those tools, those resources, those strategic plans to make sure that we stay on point. Okay. And so this year we will have some really amazing panel discussions, keynotes, live music, all you can eat food. It is truly a one-of-a-kind weekend experience. We'll have a vendor, Mommy Marketplace this year. We are going to pack out. We're going to sell out. And I'm going to keep talking about it until that point has arrived. This is our year 10. Okay. I have been doing this conference now for a decade, which is wild. And I'm just so grateful that the Lord has sharpened me to be able to create amazing partnerships with the Alabama Office of Minority Affairs. We've partnered and done work with Hyatt Hotels, Essence Magazine, the Housing Authority, multiple universities around the country. And now I want to invite more of us to be a part of the stretch, and more of us to be a part of that growth. Okay. So if you are available September 26th through the 28th to join us in Atlanta, okay, at least that Saturday and Sunday for all the sessions, Brilliance Brunch, all that stuff, would you put conference in the comments? Conference in the comments. Okay. Put conference in the comments if you are available those days, so that we can be a blessing to you and help you to attend the event. All right. That's number one. Call to action number two is for those women who lead, okay, who know there is a movement in your vision. There's a movement in your spirit. You're like, Christina, when I see my goal, I see this, but the how feels fuzzy. Okay. How will I do it? How long will it take for me to create this that I see myself creating? Hey, Janisha, I see you. How long? I'm not sure. I've done trial and error. I've kind of been frustrated or flustered with imposter syndrome, or I procrastinate, or I'm, overcoming being a people pleaser, or I'm trying to figure out this analysis paralysis situation where I know what I'm supposed to do, but when it's time to take action, Christina, I don't do it at the level that I know I could. I'm not operating at the level that I know I could be. I see myself shooting for great media opportunities. I see myself on stage. I see myself speaking and navigating new spaces and showing up in a brilliant way. When I see my vision, I see what God sees. He's shown it to me. But how do I pull this off? With my current season of life, how do I pull it off with my current busy family? How do I pull it off with my current state of my health or my time management? How do I do all of that? I was talking with a client earlier this week, and we kind of laughed about it. She said, I just feel like what will be required of me to hit this goal, I can't do right now. I have to be okay with being this person, because my family life right now won't tolerate this. And I reminded her, I said, I think y'all think, I think y'all think that I be everywhere. I'm at my house. Okay. Now, yes, I leave to go to breakfast with my husband, like I did this morning. Yes, I leave to go to the occasional lunchtime meeting, or, all these other things. 98% of the time, Naya, who am I with? I'm at my house. Like, I'm at my house. 98%, I'm at home. Okay. And the reason I always illuminate that to them is because I think they think because I coach, I have a wonderful blossoming coaching practice, and I do speaking. I'm at my house, y'all. And I think what happens is people think one thing, and I'm like, no, no, no. When you all see me doing, I'm actively doing both at the same time. I may have a coaching call, take a break, go smush my children's faces, tickle my littles, okay, tickle them real good and just say, I love you. You're so special to me. And then I go back and coach again. Then I come back in, oh, my husband is home. Let me hug him. Hey, baby, how was your day? What's on your mind? Okay, cool. I got another call in a few minutes. I'm at home. I'm with my family. And we've learned how to make the dream work based on our current family capacity. I'm at church every Sunday with my husband. I'm not taking off and flying all over the country. And they think the pastor and his wife are getting a divorce. Okay, I'm with my husband. And so I think sometimes there's this gap in our minds where we feel like the inclusion of one thing, the dream, means an exclusion of the other. The family life, the presence, the love, the affirmations. We feel like if I have the dream or the vision, I can't also have the other thing. So my question is always, what will both, the integration of both, look like in your life? I can say what the integration looks like in my life. My family demands, we're a homeschooling family, we got 5 children. That may look different than you, who is a early stage homeschooler with 2 small kids, right? Or someone who decided, you know what, I'm not gonna homeschool. I want to go full steam ahead out of my kitchen. Full steam ahead and some other things, right? The integration will look different in everybody's life, but the cycle of change, where we're high some days and low some days, and we have to adjust ourselves accordingly, that's going to happen across the board. Identifying the reasons why you procrastinate, that's going to be across the board. Leaning into some perfectionism or analysis, that happens to all of us. It's human nature. And so when we come to coaching, we bring the schedule, we bring your dream, we bring what's working in your family life. We're going to bring all of these moving pieces together to help you create an integration, a synergy that is beautiful, that is fireworks in your life. Where you, the woman, the leader, the mother, the matriarch, right? The homemaker, the visionary, you can still be all of these people. The inclusion of the dream does not mean the exclusion of your family. You do not have to choose. You don't have to choose. You're allowed to shape a life that lets you be as present as you want to or need to be, and also do the thing. And so when we teach productivity, it is from a vision standpoint. It is from a purpose-driven productivity standpoint. It is from I need to invite my family into my dream standpoint. Okay? And then after you've done that, we get to turn the heat up on your vision, on your goal, on the woman that you want to become. Okay? But those things happen, they happen incrementally, okay? And that's just fine. So I want to make it possible for you all to say yes this summer. I have opened up summer coaching spots available for June, July, August, okay, pre-conference. I want more women to come to the Mamathon conference this year as clients. It's a different experience than if you come as an attendee, okay? So if you want to work together to create the strategic plan that works for you. This summer, we have 3-month coaching spots open and available. After that, the Mamathon conference will be live. All clients come to the conference as a part of their coaching investment, okay? All clients do that. And then we do a VIP day on that Friday where you all will join me in my presidential suite, okay? And we're going to coach together on capacity and big dreams together. And then we'll have that conference weekend. After the conference, I'm sharing this early. After the conference, the Mamathon Mastermind will reopen. Okay. So if you are interested in working together throughout 2026, that's going to be a group coaching aspect and one-to-one coaching as well. It is the perfect happy medium for those who want a personal touch with their coach. And also they love community. They love the benefit of gathering with other like-minded women who are having the same challenges and triumphs as they are. Okay. But I don't want you to wait until January. I don't want you to wait until January. There's a lot of 2020. There's a whole another half of 2025 left. Okay. So I invite for you to message me after this live is over. Share if you want to join in for summertime coaching. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the conference and you joining us there. And then after that, of course, the mastermind is going to open as well. I already have like 4, maybe 5 of the mastermind spots gone already, which is pretty exciting. Okay. Pretty exciting. Because people know, like, I already know I'm gonna do something big and I need to have support during the first half of the year to make sure that happens. But if you are planning something, like you have a project that you're working on, or you want to work on proposals or masterminding and all these things this summer because you have something coming up in the fall, like the people are booking the speakers for the fall now in the summer. You see what I'm saying? Like, people are booking for next year now. So I, for one, don't want you to wait until 2 months before your event to try to work on sponsors. That's not going to go over very well. Ask me how I know. Okay. But then certain media opportunities, this is June, but let's say it's the early part of May and you're pitching for Mother's Day stuff. Wait a second. They planned who they were going to feature in the Mother's Day stuff 6 to 8 weeks ago. So we got to make sure that we're operating ahead of the curve. That is what coaching is all about, putting you back in the driver's seat, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Okay, that you believe what God says about you. And then from that place, we can run full steam ahead. Okay, so summer coaching spots are open. After that, the conference. After that, mastermind opens. Okay. But if you're watching me this long, you're not the type of woman to wait 6 months to do anything. So we want to invite you to join us at the conference. And if you need one-to-one support this summer, then message me. Okay. All right, y'all. That's it for now. If you want conference details, make sure you put conference in the comments like Janisha did, so that I can find you after the fact and be a blessing to you. But we want to get you all there so that you can align accordingly. All right. Okay. If nobody else has told you yet today, I am so proud of you. I'm so proud of your resilience. I'm proud of how creative you're becoming. I'm proud of how you're listening to God even more in this season of your life. I'm proud that you're doing what it takes to see change. And I'm proud that you're creating new problems. If you're not creating new problems, are you even growing? All right. So I look forward to seeing you guys next time. I hope I can go live again tomorrow. Let's see if that works. I know I have coaching sessions on Fridays. So let's see if we can make that work. All right. But turn your notifications on in the group and stuff so y'all can stay tuned. All right. Love you guys so much. I look forward to talking with you all in Messenger about the conference, about coaching, so that we can put you exactly where you need to be for 2025. Okay. Love you all, and I'll see you next time.